right. Hey, Shalom on Christ. Got one question for you. Have you paid your Passover fees?
Khan out of our Khan. Khan out of our Khan. Khan on Khan. Khan on Khan. Khan on Khan. Khan out of our Khan.
Zalagia, have you paid your Passover fees?
Zalagia, sir.
You got one who has not paid his Passover fees. All of you, drop.
Khan on Khan.
Go.
What did we learn today? To pay our Passover fees, sir!
I'm over ready, pass over ready. I'm over ready, pass over ready, nigga. I'm over ready, pass over ready. I'm over ready, pass over ready, nigga.
Shalom, Yahshua Allah. I want to start off first things first, when all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rakadash, which in the petty Hebrew tongue is created as the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to you sister brothers living in this truth, and Shalom to you brothers and sisters that's listening and studying to show yourselves approved. Now, as you just seen from that clip, there was a Hebrew Israelite group called IUSPK. And just like IUIC, they charged their members to go to the Passover, which is very, very wicked, man. Straight wicked. I noticed all these 501c3 camps, like IUIC, IUSPK, both of those camps charge their members to go to the Passover. And that's so off on many levels, man. Basically, their leaders are hustling them. Straight up. And that's wicked, man. And they're bringing that spirit of plants Christianity over into this truth. And the Lord said that, hey, freely we receive, freely you give. So you should not be charging people and brothers to go to the Passover. It's an honor to do the Passover. Shut the cost that, pay for nothing. That's why right now you can see who the real leadership is. The apostle elders don't charge nothing to go to Passover. Like, we didn't, as a camp, we ain't like, hey, brother, you pay your dues to go to the Passover. We just, hey, bought the food, did the service. They didn't cost nothing, man. You should not be charging in this truth. That's wickedness. The Lord didn't set it up like that. Yahweh Shai wasn't charging people for breakdowns. To show you that these people, the Lord is not dealing with them. The Lord is not dealing with IUIC. The Lord is not dealing with IUSPK. And we already seen what the Lord did to Sakari, who was charging for breakdowns. They was charging for everything. That was a big time nigga camp that the Lord broke down like that. They was charging for what they call a life coach advice, breakdowns. They was charging for their lessons over there in Sakari. So I'm just looking for the Lord to break down IUIC and IUSPK. And I believe through the spirit that Esau is going to come after them and mess that all up. But I'm like, I mean, you see that pose, Yahshua? Because he didn't pay his Passover fees, they got to do push-ups. That's another thing. Like, what push-ups got to do with this truth? See, all that little gimmicky stuff, if you sincere about the Lord, that stuff don't work. You shouldn't be having your organization set up like a military. Yahweh Shai wasn't doing stuff like that. They ain't got nothing to do with the truth. That's why I followed the leadership of Great Millstone, the apostle elders, Apostle Har, and Apostle Gabar, and Apostle Ramla, and Apostle Ricard. I follow that leadership because you can see this thing done correctly. And when you watch IUIC or IUSPK, you can see how it's not done. I'd have got straight up. Like, I could have never be a part of nothing like that. So, this meal quicker through the spirit, man. I was watching the elders page, man. He had me cracking up this morning. You know, they say great minds think alike, the spirit, because the elder went in. I was like, man, I feel it, man. I be the same way. You ain't gonna make me do no push-ups. I ain't paid my fees. And then think I'm about to just be cool with that. I'm like, what the hell this got to do? I could work out on my own. We come here to do the work of the Lord. Push-ups ain't gonna do with that. Don't be said, I ain't signing for no military. So I couldn't get with that, Yahshua. And we're gonna get it through the scriptures. To show you how off they is. How off they are. Because we don't charge for breakdowns over here. A lot of brothers, we got jobs. You know, I got multiple jobs. You're like, our jobs take care of the ministry. Now, if you want to give tithes and alms, that's cool, but we don't require that. And this is going to show you why. This is 1 Corinthians 2:12. It says, now we have received not the spirit of the world, but the spirit which is of Yahweh, that we might know the things that are freely given to us of Yahweh. Did you peep that? It said freely given. Not charging no fee. Not charging money to break down. This is freely given. All you need is the spirit on you and the knowledge. And to go out there and put the word out. Because why we receive the spirit of Yahweh, not the spirit of the world. See, to be charging people, that spirit of the world, that's what Pastor Porkchop do, is charge to go to his service and do his thing. Because it's a hustle for them. And these other leaders in these false Hebrew Israelite camps, they're doing the same thing. They're hustling. Because they all get the same thing, a 501c3 non-tax charter. And ain't it for money. And those camps I mentioned are big camps. IUIC, which is very big in Tulsa, Oklahoma. IUSBK, they got a lot of members. And I know I used to work with a lot of IUIC members, so I know they charge for they Passover as well. And they to go rent out like the Orlando Magic Stadium and charge them like $200 to go to their Passover. And so you think about it, he got so many members, like, 10,000 members. That's a lot of grip in his pocket. He hustling them, man. Ain't no way you should be doing your people like that. We already struggling in this horrible economy as it is. And you over here charging for services. And I heard in IUIC they got to pay for their garments from him. They got to pay for a whole lot of stuff over there, man. That's why he got so much money. He be breaking their pockets. And that's wickedness, man. The Lord said, hey, we've been freely given to this. See, with us, all you got to do is pay your phone bill and pay attention. You ain't got to pay no money. And I'm going to go ahead and bring out verse 13. It says, which things also we speak, not in the words which man's wisdom teacheth, but which the Holy Ghost, or Ruach HaKodesh, teacheth, comparing spiritual things with spiritual. And see, that's what you got to do to know who the correct men of the Lord are. Looking at that clip we just seen spiritually, wasn't nothing spiritual about that. That was very worldly. They was acting like they was in a Hebrew Israelite military camp. They got to do push-ups. Why? Because he didn't pay his fee. And then they probably got camp fees, like union dues they got to pay. Now, don't quote me on that. I'm not sure on that, but I believe the young dude told me that they do in IUIC, but I'm not for sure. But I think some of them do got to pay camp dues. And that's just wickedness, man. That don't make no sense to be hustling your people like that. And that just shows that they're fools. Because, I mean, I'm not with that. Especially the stuff that done came out of General Yohana's mouth, which is the head dude of IUSPK. He done said he over King David. He said it was Yahweh than him. And then everybody else. He said John the Baptist wasn't in the truth. So it's a lot of stuff that happened that should make all them people get up out of there, but they're not, because they're worldly. They think they doing something. In IUSPK, they call it Real Nigga University. That right there I couldn't be a part of. If you got any nigga attached to it. They say they serve the nigga God. Ain't nowhere in the world I could roll with that. They always wearing dark sunglasses, wearing all black. Coming with that Black Panther look. Hey, the elder in his lesson broke it down. They look like some goddamn monkeys out of the Wizard of Oz. They got their prison mentality. So what the Lord is doing, man, he's showing who he's dealing with and who he's not dealing with, based on the code of conduct, how they conduct themselves. And if you got a Hebrew Israelite camp charging you for services and charging you for breakdowns, those are not the real men of Yahweh Shah. They're not at all. Just check it out. Here go another priest that's going to back up the one we brought out earlier. And I'm going to start at verse 6. This is Matthew 10:6. It says, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So it's all for Israelites. Verse 7. As ye go, preach, saying the kingdom of heaven is at hand, because it is, it's coming quickly. And verse 8. Heal the sick, cleanse the lepers, raise the dead, cast out devils. Freely ye have received, freely give. Did you hear that? Freely we have received this truth. I didn't have to pay, Great Millstone a fee to get these breakdowns. All I did was tune in. All I did was pay attention. That's what I paid with. I just paid attention. I didn't have to pay no money. You can give tithes if you want to, but that's not required. Why? Because of that verse right there. It says, freely ye have received, freely give. Ain't no way I'm going to charge anybody for no breakdowns. Oh, yeah, I'm going to teach you about your shy, but you got to give me like $50. That's wickedness, man. That's hustling in the name of the Lord. That's making his house a house of merchandise. So Yahushua flipped tables because of that. When they were selling doves in the church and selling, incense and, making it a hustle. This is not a hustle. This is about salvation. This is about a service of love, of charity. We do this freely because we want to make good on the sacrifice that Yahushua made, and we want to be in the kingdom of heaven. So we do this thing the way he taught us and told us to do it. So right there, he told us that because we received it freely, he told us to freely give it. So that I'll be wrong, and I'll be going off if I was to charge you to get these breakdowns. But you got certain groups that do that. They treat this truth like a hustle. And the Lord is not with that, man. They're going to get judgment for that. The Lord wants this truth to go out freely. Without, no hiccups or nothing like that. That's how I knew something was off with plantation Christianity. Because I hate how that pastor always pass around the offering plate. I'm like, dang, dude, took like 8 offerings. You trying to break us or something? I used to tell my grandma that, like, Grandma, you don't see a problem with that? Every time a song come on, here come the offering plate. And then you got Hebrew Israelite camps out here doing the same thing. They just doing it a different way. They charge you a Passover fee. Probably charge you other fees to go to other high holy, events, high holy days. Probably charge you camp dues. Probably charge you for breakdowns. Charge you for your garment. Charge you for speaking. Or you want to speak and carry the camp? Hey, you got to give me $20. Just straight hustling. And that right there, when you see that lets you know that the Lord is not with that, man. That's why I be looking at people that's still in IUIC, IUSBK, like, if they had any, if they had the Spirit really working with them, they'll leave those camps. Because both their leaders is fraudulent. Both of them they both done said fraudulent stuff. So you got to judge a fruit by, you got to judge a tree by its fruit. So when I see you stay off stuff not according to scriptures, I'm not about to follow you. And if I ain't follow you, I damn sure ain't about to give you none of my money. This money out here is hard earned, man. Working for Esau, even so-called white man, that money hard earned. Not about to pay no tithes or no false profit. You ain't give me what I need. But see, the people that's still there, they're lost. They just want to belong to something. And especially with IUIC. If you leave Plantation Christianity, IUIC is a very soft landing because it's the same thing. You can still say Jesus Christ and all of that. It's the same thing. All they gonna do is tell you to keep the laws. And then they don't even do that. They got dreadlocks, long hair. It's just a straight front for Nate to get money. And then you look at ISBK, General Yohana, that dude done got super fat because he getting everybody's money. Just want to charge everybody. But that's on them, man. You got to have a level of discernment. Because over in Great Millstone, everything is free. All you got to do is pay your phone bill, man. And you can just look up and, man, apostles, elders, like-minded brothers, it's all kind of lessons going day and night, man. Good breakdowns. You ain't got to pay nothing. That's why I'm like, why would you pay Sakari to get breakdowns? You can get it from GMS for free. I just don't understand some people's thinking in the world. I really don't. And that's how I knew Sakari wasn't it. I never liked them. They had a nigga vibe to them. But when I started seeing them charging for breakdowns and and doing like Hebrew Israelite reality TV shows, I was like, oh yeah. They juiced in. They all the way worldly. And then the Lord revealed that. You know, them dudes over there doing sodomy. Letting chicks, you know, hit them with some straps. That's what their leadership was doing. And it's because they got that worldly vibe on them. And I know if you got that worldly vibe on you, you're going to want what? You're going to want money. Because Babylon the Great is all about money. That way you can feed your flesh. And when you serious-minded, sincere, you about the spiritual things, you don't want that, man. You got to feed my spirit. I don't care about no worldly things. And what's so yappa about it, which is Paleo-Hebrew for beautiful, is that the real men of the Lord are going to give it to you for free. And that's such a relief, man. That's that service that Yahweh provides to us. That we have men that do this thing correctly, and we can get the comfort we need, and we don't have to pay no monetary money for it. We don't have to pay for it. It comes free. Because they're following the scriptures, man. Like it said right there. Freely you have received, freely give. You got men that's doing this correctly. And then you got a lot of men that's not. These other little t-shirt friends groups, they off. And a good indicator you tell they off, they always charging you for everything. Got their hand out. Like a ratchet Eve. Just want money, money, money. Give me money. And look, we're going to end off with this right here. This really going to like hit in the head. And you also got Titus. I want to say, what's the first chapter tell you about that? But check this out right here. So you got to follow this commandment. It's Proverbs 23 and 23. It says, buy the truth and sell it not. Peep that, it says, sell it not. Also wisdom, instruction, and understanding. So how do you buy the truth? Do you buy the truth with monetary funds? You know, with your money? No, you buy the truth by paying attention. That's how you buy. What they say when you playing sports, you got to buy into it. Buy into the scheme. You buy into it by locking in your mind. Because that's why at the end it said, and sell it not. So once I get the truth, I'm not about to charge you for breakdowns. The Lord told me not to do that. I'm supposed to freely give out the wisdom, instruction, and understanding of these scriptures. That's how you do a good work. That's how you do what the disciples did, the apostles did. You don't go around charging people for this. He said, buy the truth and sell it not. We're going to follow that commandment. And we're not going to monetize the gospel. Because you know who did that? Esau, even the so-called white man did that. He monetized the gospel. And the 2/3 follow right behind him and do the same wicked stuff. Because tithing started out with food. It didn't even start out about giving no money. The Levites used to teach the other tribes. They didn't have no land. The other tribes had land. So when the Levites would give out the word, the other tribes would give them food in return. Tithing was that at first. It was food. Then it turned into money. Esau turned it into money. And then he just hustled the whole gospel. Perverted it. Straight devil. And then Jake carries that same tradition. The ones that's off. These little 501c3 Israelites, they off. Because they should have been done read Proverbs. Man, the Lord says sell it not. We ain't supposed to be hustling this truth. It's not about a hustle. It's about salvation and deliverance. You got to heal people with this word. And your reward is that crown that you get and that ticket you get in the kingdom of heaven. It's not something you're going to get on this side. It's not like, oh, yeah, I'm going to give you the breakdown. You give me about $150. Nah, man, this ain't about that. We not hustling over here. We giving the truth out freely. Because I love talking about Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. You crack open the book, man. We can break these scriptures down all day long with me. I love it. It's my favorite thing to do. And I'm not about to charge you no money. Because I love to do this. I love it. The Lord said, if you love me, feed my sheep. That's what we do. We don't charge the sheep. We feed the sheep freely through the spirit of Yahweh Bashar. So y'all can go back and watch that lesson by the elder, which is a good one. And you can see how he, how he broke it down. I decided to kind of go in a different direction to get these precepts to show, like, man, that's totally off, man. Totally off. You should not be charging. And when I see that, they should let you know, like, those are not the men. They're not it. Up here charging to getting this truth. That's off, man. So that's a key indication to let you know to get away from them, man. They blind leaders. They just following tradition of Esau, Edom. And with that, if you here with us, hey, count yourself blessed. This is free for us. All you gotta do is tune in, turn your YouTube on, find your favorite edifier, and hey, eat up on whatever plate they put out. So I love the way the Lord set this up. It's a very beautiful piece of work. And we ain't all money hungry over here. I gotta hustle. Nah, man, we work jobs for that. Our jobs take care of us. We here to do the work of the Lord and make sure y'all fed with this truth, man. And make sure we rightly divide the word and make sure we giving you the truth. That's the job of a prophet. And we looking forward to get our reward in the kingdom of heaven. We not worried about Babylon the Great. This place about to go. We looking for our position in the kingdom. In the next phase. That's what we looking forward to. So with that being said, hope this been edifying. I want to say Kwam Yashar Allah. And stay locked in because your house is quickly on the way. Shalom.